Almost as if it's kind of echoing a lot of humanity at this stage, right? I mean, we are kind of stuck on our devices. We
Yeah.
are very much into communicating via the internet or other means, other than actually physically talking to somebody. So, are we cutting out the human element in all of this? Is it being cut out too much?
Businesses today have so much more data on you, right? That they can really personalize your experiences, right? So, like the restaurant I go to, the folks know that look, this is the food I like, right? So it's a very simple experience, right? I don't need to tell them look less spice, more spice, this, that, none of that, right? They know, they look at you and they say, okay, yeah, this is it, right? So although it's become virtual has meant more data, right? Virtual has meant people can engage with Aneesh, not with a segment of 100,000 customers in which Aneesh is one of those, high value or, low frequency or whatever title that you would have given me otherwise. It's gone virtual for sure, but I don't think it's gone less human. I think it's become more human than more personalized, more you.
At Starbucks, they use the term radically personalized. So using AI to radically personalize your experience because they know who you are, they know what you've done before, you've come before, I can suggest things to you, even from the time of day.
We do a lot of work with Yum, and it's amazing. So you'd think that, if I sent you 5 offers as a consumer, your chances of buying are higher than if I just sent you one. We've done this test so many times, right? So if I were to send you only one thing, and if chances of that campaign giving you a response, of course, that one thing has to be personalized to who you are and what you do and stuff like that. It's amazing, right? So less decision fatigue, much higher, almost like a 2x better, 2x or more better response rate, right? Why, as compared to saying, okay, here are 4 things, let the customer choose.
In terms of identifying what the customer's profile is and delivering what the customer wants, how accurate is it?
I think it's getting fairly accurate now. I'd say over the last 5 years, I think your prediction rates have definitely gone up, like at least a 2x, 2.5x, if not more.
Okay.
And if it's not just the customer side, then AI is really helping on the inventory side, supply chain, replenishment of orders. At Starbucks they used to say, you don't want the restaurant to run out of nitro cold brew or your banana nut bread, but that's you don't want to put it on the manager or somebody else, right? If AI is working in the background, then it allows me to do other things which I'm supposed to be doing, which is connecting with the customer, making them have a great deal. Your handphone is a gold mine for every retailer, right? You go on Amazon, you try and look at one product, you get 5 ads on the competitors' products being thrown at you because you've looked at one particular type of product, right? That's the whole data, gathering and then pushing it back to you because they think they're helping you out make a decision on a choice of product. Now, what I wouldn't say ticks me off, but after Amazon, after I bought the product, they're still pushing me the ads for the same thing that I already bought. So somewhere some data is a bit off somewhere.
Yeah, maybe you need another one in case the first one is spoiled.
Exactly.
Nothing like having a backup,
reorder. One is not enough, right?
For the longest while ever, loyalty was saying, I'll give you some points, I'll give you some discounts, and please come back because of it, right? I mean, that's how loyalty programs started, right, traditionally. Yep. But if you really look at loyalty from any relationship perspective, it is a subconscious preference. It's a subconscious preference, right? It's not a conscious preference. Having to give an offer to bring someone back, then there's a problem. That's not loyalty, right? You're running a promotion, let's be honest about it, right? So loyalty for me is building that subconscious preference to something, right? And the best way to, if you look at your own examples, right, you build preference towards businesses or people who you think understand you well.
Yeah.
Right? You would be loyal to folks if you work at a company and you have a feeling that your manager, your team understands you well, then you tend to be more loyal to that company. You won't jump when you have the next quick paycheck jump. right? So it's as simple as that. And so for us, loyalty has been a lot about saying, look, it starts with data for us. Can we get good data about you as an individual? Can we understand your preferences? Can I give you, experiences or engagement? Loyalty for us has been saying, look, get the right set of data, build a good understanding of the consumer, then deliver, whether it's promotions, engagement, communication, can you personalize it and then deliver it back to the, back to that end consumer? And there's some very, very good pieces here, right? So again, I'll go back to Yam. One big realization there was, if you get a consumer to try the brand out 3 times, right? You have built some kind of loyalty right there.
Yep.
Right? So the drop rate, that is the consumer not coming back after coming back thrice, is 1/10 of what it would be at the end of the first visit.
If you're a new Starbucks experience, like so you're a new person to Starbucks, within the first few visits, you will find your favorite drink. And guess what? Every time you come back, you order the same drink, the same number of pumps, with the same flavor, exactly the same. They may try a new drink once, but they'll come back to the same drink. Why? Because you already have a taste profile in your mind, and you're wanting that taste to satisfy you, right? And that's the, whether it's your subconscious, idea of, I'm waiting to get my whatever drink, right? Or whatever sandwich or whatever chicken or whatever. So, and that's why when people are loyal to a brand, they will argue you to the death that chicken is better than this other chain's chicken, because that's the one they got used to, and that's the one that they like, right? You can find the same loyal customers on the other side arguing the same thing, though.
I think some of these technology trends, right? It's like a 10x improvement. If I were to look at manual analytics versus AI now, in areas where it works, it's 10x better, right? So hence I would say, I think AI, Web3, some of these are areas to acclimatize yourselves with for sure. I think it adds a lot of value. More and more softwares will move towards using these as default going forward, right? So the others, of course, with this whole blow up on the D2C side, right? The direct to consumer side. And this is not only the commerce direct to consumer, but also the engagement side of direct to consumer. The digital engagement and the digital side, and there are lots of good online courses on this side. The AI pieces, Web3, I'd put some of those. The other track I would put is the going deep, right? Be the expert in what you are. I'd say, I think these would be great places to focus if you're looking on the job side.
There's something that don't change, okay? Which is this, though. You have to learn to get along with people. You have to learn to communicate, and you have to learn to lead. Because I don't care. I don't know how many people I'm coaching now. They are really deep, technically competent, but these 3 things, they're useless. I wouldn't say they're useless, but they find it a little bit more difficult. They need some help, right?
I think over the last 13, 14 years, as we've grown Capillary, I think one thing I've realized is self-aware people end up growing a lot more.
Yeah.
Especially as you grow through the ranks and as and I would totally agree, Stephen. I think at the entry level, skill and expertise become great.
Yep.
But as you go up, it ends up becoming how aware are you, how well can you work? And interestingly, these are now things that you can teach, right? Awareness and, just being aware of what's happening, being a good listener. Some of that stuff is what you can sign up to be coached for, sign up to be taught, right? So
I was talking to a group of CFOs the other day at one of their meetings, right? And the topic was just being positively negative, which is anything that can be said negatively. My theory is that you can actually say it a little bit more neutrally or positively, right? If you
Give us an example.
Well,
Give
you
us
can
an
say,
example.
Kanan, I totally disagree with the strategy for marketing. That product idea is useless. You can say it may be true though, right? Or I can say, Kanan, how do we get the support of our employees for that new idea from marketing, right? Now I'm still telling you that nobody agrees with the idea for marketing, but I'm not saying nobody likes this idea for marketing. It's really useless. Now, here's what most people say, right? No, Stephen, you see, when you have a tough message, you have to tell it like it is. Authentically, I'm being authentic 100% all the time. Yeah, I know. But if every time you open your mouth, you're negative, guess what? Negative. The next time you put up your hand, people go, oh my God, here he goes again, right? They shut off and you lose your authenticity because you thought you were being direct all the time. So that's another skill, being self-aware. You need to know when sometimes to say things and when to hold back. And that's a skill.
I think I've kind of grown from this, straight A's guy did very well in school to saying, this is not good enough. That's one big, I would say it has been an interesting journey over the last 12, 13 years where I've been this fairly brash, know what to do guy to, I think today a lot more, the way I'd put it is not be the autopilot, but see the autopilot a little bit, right? See what's happening in your mind, think whether you should say this and then say it. As compared to probably, let's say 10 years ago where, I would just immediately let out. Right. Yeah. The autopilot would respond, right? Keep us has to say this now. Over the last 12, 13 years as we built Capillary, right? So I think we built products two ways. One is we would go ask customers what they want and then build it, right? So, or a lot of user research and then build something. The second has been places where, I as a founder felt, look, we should build this. I feel very passionately about this. And I can tell you almost always the second one failed, right? So I think staying close to your customers, listening to what customers are seeing in their business, right? Being that sounding board, on saying, look, here's what we're seeing. What do you think we should do? I think that's the best way to build products or build a business.
If you do more than 3 hours of virtual training, people can't concentrate and all that. I had one customer in Singapore who decided, he said, Stephen, no, we want you to do 2 days straight, 9 to 5 training, virtual training. I'm like, oh my God, right? I said, are you sure? No, you don't want to split it up? No, that's the way it is. That was my best, highest rating that I got. You know why? Because everybody who attended the class blocked out the 2 days and focused on the training. Otherwise, everybody at the end of, whatever time, I don't care whether it's 2 hours, 3 hours, or 1 hour, I got to jump off early, I got to make another meeting.